time happened in the year 2010 where I decided to create something that nobody else have.
What a great opportunity.
With you guys and HCI Hair Solution can help me and others to look with a different hairstyle.
Hi, we are here at HCI Hair Solutions, Jackie Barboza, along with Marky Marcano today in our podcast.
All right. Thank you for inviting me. That's really an honor to be here. Para mí es un honor y de verdad que contento. Always happy to work with you together. We've been so far in the past couple months and we've been doing so much. And but like I always say, in the past, I'm always in the interviewer, but not being
interviewed. Right. So Marky, thank you for being here with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for the community.
What I do for the community. That's a very good question. Thank you for asking. Well, who I am. That's what you want to know. Who
Absolutely.
I am. Well, I was born in Puerto Rico a couple of days ago. I just kidding. But I grew up in a really beautiful family when they teach us values and things and a really good education. We didn't even come up from what they call rich, spoon, anything. I lived just like a regular family can be, but I have dreams and always dream myself to be on TV, to be on radio, listen to big, amazing people. Then later on, I had the opportunity years later to interview in my own show. That is awesome. So I grew up watching these people and always says, I was sitting in front of the TV and I'm like, if we can do this way, maybe it will sound good or it will look great. So I was my own director watching my own TV to make sure people know back in the days it was on TV. So my sister watched some girl shows, my brother watched some racing car shows, and I'm the only one watching local shows. So that's why we grew up. My father used to take me to TV station, watch shows for free because that's the only thing we can pretty much support back then. And that's how that thing grew up. Many years later, I put my dreams a lot of times in hold because responsibility, to be a father, to be a husband, and a lot of things, and always put myself in hold. But when it's going to be my time? So, my time happened in the year 2010 when I decided to create something that nobody else having here in the city of Orlando. And with all the respect for everybody, I know there's plenty of shows out there, but mine had to be in that lineup.
That's right.
And that's how, after so many years of study and everything, I started radio doing a podcast back then when there was audio podcast called the Marky Marcano Show. So we create 6 pilot shows, basically 30 minutes each, when people can able to listen on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and everything on your way to work, on your way somewhere. Because, when you're driving here in Florida, that's a long distance.
Absolutely.
So, 30 minutes that you watch, you listen to a show, that was pretty good. So back then, podcast was not like it was something, but it was there. And that's how we created the Marky Marcano Show. Then, after so many internship and everything, and everybody just say, yeah, you're crazy, don't do that, you're going to waste your time and money. Well, I did it. And I did it on one show, I did it on the cell phone. Another show, I did it in a really bad computer, wasn't even running very well. And I did my show, and I did it. I did everything I want. And then later on, thank God, I've been blessed to have all the equipment that I have today. Because that's something you work for, and it will take some time. This is not, like I always said, it's like a walk in the park, and that's it. This is something that will take time. Right now, this year, I'm celebrating 11 years on the air with the Marky Marcano Show. 11 years.
11 years. Wow,
Every
that's awesome.
Monday night. When people ask me, like, why you're doing show on Monday? You crazy? What about Friday night, Saturday? I'm like, no. I think Monday, they always say it's the worst day of the week. But I'm going to switch everything with the Marky Marcano Show project. And that's how everything happened. Everything just happened from little things to highest things that we have right now.
Imagine. And now you're in Univision, connected with them.
Telemundo.
Oh, sorry,
I'm in
Telemundo.
Telemundo. With un buen programa. It's a good show in Puerto Rico. It's called Hasta las Piedras Cantan. That's a meaning when we walk in Puerto Rico, you see a lot of karaoke, people singing every corner. There's a lot of people they just dedicated. There's a lot of talented people. And that's where that name came from. So I met the producer early this year in March. I went to a tour in Puerto Rico. And she had the opportunity to interview me for Telemundo. And she says, hey, we're going to have you in the show. That's awesome. By the way, shout out to Sari Luz. So Sari Luz then called me and says, I really enjoy your interview. And I like your project, your ideas. How about you join us in this new project that we're going to create in Telemundo? It's a music show, and you're going to be a host. I'm like,
wow, a
host. Awesome. And there's always people. I have to say, Sari Luz, thank you for that. But there's people that I always, very remarkable people there helped me out in my career. First, I will call Mr. Arbor King in radio. He was the only one, Jackie, that I start sending podcasts to everybody by email.
Oh, wow.
And years ago. And, hey, what do you think about this? What I should do best? What I change? What do you think? He was the only one from many, many people that I sent. Then he says, you know what? I like it. But if you got to switch this, you got to change your tone of voice. That was for radio only. Then later on, I start doing the intros for his morning show. It was a Mega 98.1, then they switched to Salsa 98.1. Today, unfortunately, they sell the station to another company, so it's not there anymore. But he was one of the first ones to give me the opportunity. After that, the Marky Marcano Show started growing like crazy. And when we were trying to make that transition to TV, but we're still on radio, Sergio Conti called me one day for an interview on his show Fuerza Latina, Telemundo Channel 31 here in Orlando. So when he got that in, that show apparently, basically on his numbers, went a little higher, and he called me for a second time. I met Sammy Pinzon back in 2013. Now she is the host for that show. And all of a sudden, after that second interview was fun, they called me back and said, now we want you to be a host for our show for Telemundo.
What a great opportunity.
And I'm like, I'm a radio guy. I don't know how I'm going to show on camera. So it was Sammy Pinzon, my teacher, and the way down that said, this is how you're going to do. You look the cameras, try to use your body language a different way. But you cannot be too shy in cameras. Because you're not shy in the microphone. You shouldn't not be shy.
You shouldn't be. Absolutely.
And that's how I become more and more different than my character to be Marky Marcano. And then after Telemundo, I guess everything the project was over in 2019. And then I'm going back to the show again. But radio, people like, we want to see you more. What's happening? And that's how we made the transition to left the radio and become the show who you see it now.
Now on digital.
Digital broadcasting, whatever you want to see it. Every time the show goes off live, it goes live in all social media. Facebook, that's our strong page right there. Right now, my numbers are skyrocketing because they see me on TV in Puerto Rico too. And they see me more with other shows with more audiences. So my personal page, I mean, it's one person. I don't put a lot. It's already close to 5,000. The Marky Marcano Show fan page is already 51,000.
Wow.
My group, who is synchronized with my page, is already over 3,000 followers. So I see these numbers and I'm like, there's something I'm doing good. It's working.
Absolutely.
Twitter, who now is X, I got over 4,000. Instagram is growing like crazy, 5,000. So my social media power thing, since I decided to do this shows digital, is growing like crazy, and my average is over, I guess, over 70,000 followers. So I want to reach 100,000 just like anybody else, but.
And you will. I mean, that's the way to go now. I feel like social media is now opened the doors for so many businesses,
Correct.
just like myself, small businesses, and opened up for people like yourself, the radio. Now everything's going digital. Instead of it being on TV, people also like to look at their phones because it's so convenient.
Because everything is on their hands. Right?
I agree. So
And I love it. And for some way, the community. I know you asked me that earlier. Well, how I do things on the community? Well, you know what? I assist events when the community is involved. Sometimes I try to be there because of my schedule, but most of the time I try to show him more because a good friend that we have in common, Beatriz, says you need to be there. You know,
yes.
They want to see you, who you are in person, not like what they see on camera or they see on radio. They want to see you. They want to meet you.
Absolutely.
They want to make sure that you're real. You're not fake. So that's what I'm doing right now, Beatriz, and so far it's been working very good. And what else? The other thing I'm supposed to share with you guys is just not only we share things in the community. You got to do things for the community.
For the community,
of course, and
Absolutely.
that's why Beatriz and I we're producing a segment in the show. It's called The Community, Visiting the Best Show, and so far it's been successful. Besides her project, who I never integrate anything about arte cultura, arts, galleries, trips around everywhere. And thanks to Beatriz, who was the main brain idea in this, show is going different places now. Oh, now we got opportunity for gallery people. Oh, now we got opportunity to go out tours. And that's how I've been working with the community, helping. One thing I learned, because I know for sure you're going to have a lot of followers.
Absolutely.
But maybe it's going to be one or two that are not going to follow you or they don't like you or whatever. That's fine. One thing I always learn is to learn, teach, respect, and always being there for everybody. Help other people. And
Yes.
I think when you apply those elements to your career or your show, whatever it is, maybe one or two is still blind, like, I don't care what he said, but the rest will take you granted, say, you know what, he's right, and that will be nice, and he's a nice guy, and let's keep following. So anyway, that's pretty much what I do. Just it's like a roller coaster of emotions. You started here, you might go here, but you're gonna finish ending right here. So that trip, enjoy, have fun, and always finish the way you started. That's the way I see it.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Tell me something. How do you feel now that you're on digital TV or TV, period? How do you feel about your image now that you're actually having to be seen as opposed to, because, it's one thing for us, I'll give you our slogan. Our slogan is look good, feel good. And it's so important for us to feel great within ourselves. I'm not talking physical, I'm just talking within. So now, before it used to be we could hide behind everything. You were on your computer, or you're doing podcasts on the phone, on the radio. But now everything is, social media has opened it where they want to see you. What do you think about that now? How do you feel about that?
Wow. They want to see you. That's a good question, and that's a good way to introduce it. I'm going to take a sample, you and your business right now, HCI Hair Solution, because what you do is amazing. And
Thank you.
If I actually met other people doing what you're doing, honestly, you're the one. I mean, maybe it could be more, but to be honest, I don't see them. I see you.
Thank you.
And you teach me, or you actually show me something in my first interview with you when you're saying, then I am the brand.
That's correct.
Because you know how many people see you say, oh my God, she's beautiful. I want to look just like her. What am I supposed to do? What I'm doing? Well, here, we can do things then maybe well, I mean, you don't want to be just like her, but you want to be you.
Right.
Because you are the person. And everybody's different. Different personality, of course, and different attractions. So, yes. I mean, right now we're on the age that we might need extra help because we're changing. And I think you're actually, it helped me out. Like I'm always saying in my interview, like if something happened to my hair, I'm going to Hair Solution. I'm going to HCI. I'm going to see Jackie to do something. You remember, that's why we run that commercial when you put that thing on my hair and it looked pretty good. I mean, don't get me wrong. One day I'm going to come up with long hair and I will be broadcasting. Everybody's like, Marky have long hair. How's that happen? Because I'm always been always clean cut all the time. And only in my life, I don't know if I shared this, only in my life I've been having long hair twice. In my 20s and the pandemic.
Oh, really? In the pandemic?
When I was, and I can see the differential between how hair is changing. So when I was in the 90s living in New Jersey, I have pretty much cut this side and I have some curlies going all the way down here. And then later on they become like, like if I have Rasta hair or something.
Yes, like the braids?
Like braids, but it was all together like this, and it was...
Or dreadlocks.
It was kind of looked like a dreadlock. So, and then it started looking kind of like funny, and I remember one guy said to me, if you want to look a job, you need to change your hair. And back then I said, And that's how I started working in a nice store. I'm not going to say the name. And because I came out the next day with everything cut off. Now in the pandemic, all the barbershops were closed.
Yes.
And now, fortunately, I have to leave my hair grow again. But this time, my hair was different. It was all curly, kind of like, I don't know, I can tell. And it came out up to here. And then after that, I just like, when everything started reopening again and everything, I said, okay, you know what? Cut.
You chopped it off. Well, it looks good. It suits you well.
So, but with you guys and HCI Hair Solution can help me and others to look with a different hairstyle and everything. And that actually, if we all work together in collaboration, hey, we help each other here. So
I agree.
And and I know for sure people will ask me, because people ask me like, hey, how are you? I'm 47. You don't look 47. Well, because I'm eating well, I'm resting, even I'm working, but I try to do my best to keep myself in good shape because I'm in camera. I used to be doing my shows in pajama when I was doing radio. Because people don't want to see it. I can see it. They can see it. Now I have to be in some way or somehow because they want to see you.
Presentable, dressed. Your hair done.
Yeah.
Image is important now,
Exactly, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I agree with you. So I'm glad then your brand, your company is here because they're going to help a lot of people, not only to get some extra hair on your hair, but also you can also have a haircut and you can do all the things too. You just have to call HCI Hair Solution, 407-830.
Let's see if you know it. Come on.
0554, right?
So he's done a commercial for us, so that's fabulous that you still remember that. That's wonderful. I thank you for remembering that.
That's why I'm HCI. I'm an HCI boy now.
That's right. And if you need our services, you obviously know where to come.
I know where it is. Yeah, very easy. So I'm very excited about that and continue working and I think this is digital world will continue growing, but at the same time we cannot forget about our roots, who is radio and commercial TV, and that's why we're trying to work out things so we can keep it as a 50-50 in both sides. So that's what I'm doing right now.
So Marky, being from one business owner to another, do you have advice for someone like myself or others out there, our audience that's watching us, some input on how to become as successful as you have in the media world?
It's like when I was a kid, they always said never follow sleep with your dreams on. You have to wake up every day. You have to sacrifice your time and yourself.
Agreed.
To to reach your goals. And there's nothing, life and our ways, they go different places. If you try to open this door close to you, move to the second one, move to the third one, but you gotta continue consistent what you want. When I create the Marky Marcano Show, I know I want to create more than that.
Yeah.
I want to create graphics. I want to create everything because that's what I do. Every time people watch my show, I say, who is the guy directing everything behind you? Me. So I learn all of that, and I create some kind of business so I can bring, companies like yours, Jackie, and everybody to feel comfortable. Like, I'm in the Marky Marcano Show, and people see it, people like it, and that's a good thing. And he reached to audiences and everything, and that's something that I've been working for the past couple of years, trying to build not only a show but also a brand when people feel comfortable. Like right now, we got the HCI coffee mug. We do have merchandise. We started with merchandise. We started with services and everything. And right now, when other business owners like Jackie met us, they can see exactly how in our services can work with their services and do something 50-50 on that one. So I always advise to the new owners out there to continue. Now, I've seen guys, they open this business, it didn't work out, so they move to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And people, when they remind you, they're always not going to remind you for whatever you did yesterday. They're going to remind you what you did in your beginnings.
Absolutely.
So how about you continue your brand for the rest of my 11 years that I've been doing TV and shows? They're always going to see my logo always there. So when we see this one, this is HCI, and we know that's a Jackie right there.
There you
go.
go.
So the same thing with my logo. Everybody's seen that triangle. They know then that's the Marky Marcano Show brand. So I think it's just continue.
Yeah.
Never let it, people will advise you wrong sometimes. Just follow your heart. Follow exactly what you want, and you will become successful. Trust me. It could be today, could be 5 years from now, but you will.
That's right. You heard it here. You have to be very passionate what you want in life, whether it be being in the radio, on the TV, own your own business, whatever it is. It's be passionate and follow through all the way, because then you will become successful. Thank you so much, Marky Marcano Show, here at HCI Podcast. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. We'll see you again.
Why don't you share your information out to our audience?
Please do. Yeah, we have a website, themarkymarcano.com, www.themarkymarcano.com for more information. Please follow us in our beautiful Facebook page, The Marky Marcano Show, as Instagram as well, Marky Marcano. So you guys are always welcome. And don't forget, every Monday night at 7 o'clock, the best show on Monday nights, the Marky Marcano Show on all social media. And if you're in Puerto Rico, I invite you to watch Hasta las Piedras Cantan por Telemundo.2.